Coming up tonight, the start of Phase 3 means 8 people can now get together for a meal. We'll hear what Singaporeans make of the changes. DJ Sonia Chew won't be hosting MediaCorp's annual countdown show as investigations continue into whether she breached COVID-19 protocols. And drilling 105 threes in a row, Steph Curry shows the world why he's possibly the NBA's greatest shooter of all time. This is the Straits Times Newsnight. I'm Dylan Ang. Hope you had a lovely weekend and thanks for joining us. It's the first day of Phase 3 and by most accounts, it got off to a smooth start. Singapore's latest reopening comes more than 8 months after the circuit breaker period between April and June. The biggest change you'll notice from today is the increase in group size for gatherings from 5 to 8 persons. When the Straits Times visited shopping malls, food courts and hawker centres earlier today, there appeared to be no rush to eat in bigger groups. But for those who did gather in groups of 6, 7 or 8, they said they were glad that more people could eat together. For more reactions to the start of Phase 3, we sent Multimedia correspondent Yeo Sam Jo to a popular dining and drinking destination to find out what Singaporeans make of the new normal.
I'm here at Lorong Mambung in Holland Village. Now it may be only the first day of Phase 3 of Singapore's reopening, but dinner crowds are already taking advantage of the new rule, which allows for larger gatherings of up to 8 people. Patrons the Straits Times spoke to were mostly enthusiastic about the relaxed measures, especially given the festive season.
A lot of people have been looking forward to, bigger celebrations. We've all been cooped up for quite a long time. We've had a lot of restrictions through, the entire year. So it's nice to end the year with a bigger, more festive, more celebrative season.
My other groups of friends are like 7, so now we get to sit together, talk together, and especially it's great because, we don't have to split table anymore.
I have a bigger family of 8 people, so it's easier to eat all together, I guess.
Others, however, remain cautious about the ongoing coronavirus pandemic.
I'm just waiting to see how it plays out because I don't want to be the first, those large groups in the very first day that hangs out and maybe you might get exposed to the virus in the worst case scenario. So probably I'll play it safe and wait a few days later and let the crowd die down first.
Currently, even the vaccine right now is mostly reserved for elderly and frontline workers. So yeah, probably also maybe going out with the similar group of friends to avoid any too much interaction with other people.
Staff at food and beverage outlets were seen rearranging tables and chairs to accommodate larger groups of customers. In a year that's been especially tough on eateries and bars, many of them remain hopeful that Phase 3 will give their business a much-needed boost.
Phase 2 was, some people they come in groups like for 6 or 7, so we was not taking them. So we was losing so many of customers. So Phase 3 implement for 8 people might be we get back the people those we lost, those customers we lost.
My reservations until New Year is fully booked. So I'm afraid that who those come for the Lanona by walking, I have no table for them.
And although COVID-19 and the rainy weather may continue to stand in the way of a full recovery, there's no denying that the holiday season has provided a semblance of cheer to many Singaporeans, at least for now. Yeo Sam Jo for the Straits Times.
With eateries, attractions and shopping malls gearing up for bigger crowds in Phase 3, can Singapore avoid a resurgence of infections? Well, experts tell us that the risk is always there and there will likely be more community cases as larger social gatherings take place.
Now, when we actually do 8 persons, the problem is not only will you pass on to 1 person, but you can pass on to 8 people and the spread become exponential at the same time. It really tells us that we are very vulnerable. If we want our economy to open up, we want our tummies to open up to the feasting, then we must play the part. Unfortunately, it really goes back to when you eat, take off the mask. When you're not eating, when you're not drinking, put the mask back on. We have to be diligent in this. Singapore is at risk. We may bear the consequences if we are not careful.
The co-chair of Singapore's multi-ministry task force on COVID-19 wants to remind people that there are still rules in Phase 3. Posting on Facebook, Lawrence Wong said, "I thank the majority of residents here who are doing their part. Unfortunately, there are a few who continue to disregard the rules." He warned that enforcement checks will be stepped up in Phase 3 and action will be taken against anyone who breaks the rules. On to the COVID-19 situation in Singapore. 5 new cases were confirmed today, among them 1 in the community. It is the first community case in the country since December 21st. The remaining 4 imported cases have been placed on stay-home notice upon their arrival here. Frequently shop at FairPrice, while Singapore's largest retailer is extending discounts for elderly customers for another year. From January 1st, Pioneer Generation seniors will continue to enjoy a 3% discount when they shop on Mondays and Wednesdays. Merdeka Generation seniors will also get 3% off their groceries every Wednesday. FairPrice said the discount schemes help members and seniors save over $7.7 million last year. Let's take a look at what's been trending on social media and sparking conversations today. MediaCorp radio DJ Sonia Chew has been pulled from hosting its annual countdown show in the wake of investigations against her for allegedly breaching safe distancing measures. A spokesman confirmed that Jean Danker will be hosting Let's Celebrate 2021 instead. Chew recently found herself a subject of investigations after complaints were made about a photo of a large group celebrating MediaCorp artist Jeffrey Shi's 32nd birthday. 13 people were seen in the picture, with Chew seen with other celebrities, including Shane Pao and Terence Chow. Taking to Instagram, Chew apologized for her actions and said it was a severe lapse of judgment on her part. Horrific pictures of a traffic incident in Yishun yesterday morning have made its rounds on social media. They involve a Shalom Movers truck and another vehicle. According to Shalom Movers, the vehicle had struck its stationary truck at around 8 a.m. The company said its colleagues were unharmed, but understands that the driver of the other vehicle was conveyed to a hospital. Something else that caught our eye too, though, was another video showing a cyclist crashing into a stationary car while looking at the aftermath of the accident. He appears to have been attempting to use his phone to capture footage. It is not known what his current condition is, and maybe this can serve as a good reminder for all of us to not take things for granted while on the road. A group of teenagers is being investigated for animal cruelty after they allegedly played foosball using live frogs. Images from social media show the teens unboxing about a dozen live frogs and then hitting the ball around as the frog tries to avoid being hit. It was also alleged that one of the youths in the video is already under police investigation for trespassing into the white rhino enclosure at the Singapore Zoo. Over to sports now. It's not that easy to hit a three-pointer in basketball, or is it? How many three-pointers do you think Steph Curry made in a row in practice? Well, 105 to be exact. Yes, you heard that right. The two-time MVP showed off his skills at practice with the shots counted by his longtime shooting man. The hot streak endured for more than 5 minutes before human error finally surfaced. Curry holds the NBA record for the most threes made in a season, but played just 5 games due to injury last season. And you have to see it to believe it. A dog stole the show for 3 minutes when it ran onto the field during a football game in Bolivia last week. The push invaded the field while holding a football boot in its mouth before being escorted off the pitch by a player from the home team, the Strongest. They went on to finish the game 3-0 against their opponents, Nacional de Potosi. And in case you missed it, electric cars are fairly commonplace, but what about electric motorcycles? Scorpio Electric has unveiled its e-motorcycle prototype, Singapore's first electric scooter, which it expects to roll out in 2 years' time. The lithium-ion battery-powered two-wheeler is simply known as Scorpio X and is expected to hit 60 km per hour in 4 seconds and attain a top speed of 105 km per hour. It will take 4 hours to recharge via a household socket. Scorpio Electric said a 50,000 square feet facility in Teban Gardens Crescent will house an assembly line that will start operations in the second half of 2022. The premium scooter is estimated to be priced between $25,000 and $30,000 after taxes and COE. Something to look out for. And that wraps up the Straits Times Newsnight. Do visit straitstimes.com to see more news and videos. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel by hitting the button below. Have a great evening. See you tomorrow.